Hello there, this is theDime with Skye D, episode number 8. Got a bit of a new format tonight, going to check it out, and I think we're going to have some fun, so stick around. All right, thank you very much again, folks, for all the feedback and just tuning in and watching and this silly nonsense, and I hope you're entertained. So the 8th show here sounds like a lot to me, so I'm going to go ahead and get right into the ever-growing in popularity, One Truth and One Lie. Last week they were a little long-winded, and I realize that, and I apologize for that. So this week I'm gonna snap right to it. The theme is facial hair, okay? And the first story involves Union General from the Civil War, Union General Ambrose Burnside. And this is a guy who grew out these big old fat mutton chops, and people in his brigade started imitating him, and they needed a name for him, and so pretty soon they came up with sideburns, and that's how that's what we call them today. So the term sideburns in America came from Union General Ambrose Burnside. Okay, the next involves actually a French general from the French Revolutionary War. His name was Pierre Moustache, and as you might be able to guess, this guy is credited with having coined the term mustache. He was a leader in the French army, and he liked to show off his manhood by growing out his mustache. And when they were going into war to fight the British, he actually demanded that everybody in his brigade grow out their mustache to the fullest of their capabilities, show off their manhood, and they started calling it the mustache, and the name stuck, and pretty much called that all around the world, at least in English-speaking countries today. So there they are. Make your decision. So I'm a big sports guy. Baseball and football are my two favorite ones, and we got football season starting up here soon, and it's just a fantastic sport with some of the world's greatest athletes involved. It's a bit problematic the way it's officiated and the NFL refs, and the thing about them is, well, actually, I better let this animated video explain my opinion. If you find yourself living in modern-day America, it is worthwhile to learn the basics of the three major sports: football, baseball, and basketball. Each of the three is full of some incredible athletes, and all are governed by officials who are designed to be impartial toward the judgment of situations that need third-party interpretation. In football and basketball, these officials are referred to as referees. In baseball, they are umpires. For today, let us focus on football referees. Often called zebras because of their vertical striped attire, football refs are a vast and diverse bunch, ranging from the youthful and astute to the elderly and confused. Responsible for recognizing various infractions committed by a group of 22 adult males is not an easy task, so referees, much like zebras, come in packs of 7 or 8. Football involves a multitude of complicated rules, and additionally involves a multitude of very close calls that teeter on the split-second decisions of these men. Often the decisions they make are disputed, and 3 times each game, the team that got railroaded gets to send the referee into a peep show-style review box to view the play in slow motion and determine if his decision still stands. Because of the massive size of the playing field, these refs are dispersed in a way that makes communication problematic, if not impossible. Therefore, much time is spent on waiting for these referees to join in small groups and deliberate on the official version of what they have just witnessed. Whilst football referees often come under ridicule, they admittedly have a difficult job. It can be tough to identify clear avenues for improvement. Capping the age limit at 60 might be a nice start. Goodbye for now, and thank you for watching. Okay, so one more thing on the sports theme. I got this great golf story that my buddy told me a couple weeks ago. My buddy Caleb, he was out golfing at Mather Field, having the round of his life, and this really unusual situation came up, and well, here goes. My buddy Caleb comes over this past week and tells me the greatest golf story I've ever heard. He was at this course about 20 miles outside of Sac and just having the greatest round of his life. He was the first par 3 that came along, he hole in 1, So he's like just having a great round. He's standing on the 17th tee and he's even par on the day. Never had a round better than +5 at that course, So he's feeling great about himself. He sticks this drive about 280 out, just a little up to the right. Walks up to the middle of the fairway on 17. They notice this little brush fire has started in these tall, high brown grasses on the that make up the rough. And he's like, oh, that's not good. So he just calms himself and he sticks his approach, and he's up there putting for a bird, and he goes ahead and lines it up and knocks down a 12-footer for bird. So through 17, he's -1. But he glances back at the fire, and it's become a legitimate fire at this point. So they call the pro shop and say, oh, you got a brush fire here off 17. They say, we already know. Fire engines are on their way. Sure enough, fire engines just come roaring through the golf course, and pretty soon they're on 17 right there, pouring water on the fire, and he's at 18, just trying to get this last hole in on, again, the greatest round of his life. So he's teeing it up and everything. He said, sirens are blaring. The pro shop starts saying, clear the course immediately, clear the course immediately. A helicopter, one of those water dispensing, water dropping things, comes by. You see the water sloshing all around. It sloshes over the side, half soaks him while he's on the tee box at 18. So he's sitting there half soaked, total chaos going on. Rips his drive down the fairway, the middle of the fairway, about 250. He's just got to play normal golf. He's going to have the greatest round of his life. Then here comes the golf marshal and everything, on the megaphone. Clear the course immediately. Everybody, your round will be refunded and all this. And my buddy's like, oh, man, I don't care about my round being refunded. I just want to get this thing in and make it official, So the golf marshal takes back up and parks it in between the 17th and the 18th there. My buddy's sitting there thinking, okay, I got to play this out. I got to get this round in. So he calms himself and hits the shot super thin, and it just lies on him. Sure enough, the golf ball smacks into the golf marshal's cart, but as luck would have it, ricochets back up onto the 18th green. So he's sitting just fine. He's lying to, doing great, and he said he didn't know if the golf marshal saw it or what. He didn't exactly know what to do next, so he super gingerly tiptoes up to the green. And sure enough, here comes this marshal. And he's like, I don't know how you got up here, but if you hit this shot one more time, I'll have you arrested. And my buddy's just like, oh, sir, you don't understand. He's like, no, you don't understand. The lives are in danger right now. Get off the course. The hole-in-one, unofficial, didn't make it to the paper the next day. And he was just, cheated out of one heck of a round. But one heck of a story came with it as well. All right, we're lucky enough to have on the phone, I only got him here for about 2 or 3 minutes, just like Macho Man Savage, the one and only Oscar De La Hoya. So I'm going to cut right to the interview now, and we'll take it from there. Oscar De La Hoya, the golden boy. Great to have you here, Oscar. Thank you very much.
Great to be here, Cielo. Or Skye, should I say.
Nice, yeah. Cielo is Skye in Spanish. Whichever one you like is fine with me. If I'm correct, De La Hoya actually means of the river. Have you ever given thought to going with Oscar of the River?
No. I like it the way it is. It has served me fine throughout my career.
Indeed it has. You were Olympic champ, a world champ, and now are you going to stay retired this time?
Yes I am. My last fight with Manny Pacquiao did not go as I had planned, and I realized it is time for me to step aside and let the next generation of fighters take over.
Oh, yeah, okay. So the Golden Boy is officially retired. I know you've dabbled in a few other areas of entertainment. I've heard you would like to further your singing career?
Yes, this is true. My first album was #1 in Mexico for 3 months, though it never broke the top 200 in the US, but that is okay, because I have changed my singing style. I am now going to dabble a bit in soul music, and do a cover, a CD of Barry White's greatest hits.
Really? Wow, Barry White. Could I sing a few bars for you here? Sure, I guess. All right, here we go, folks. Oscar De La Hoya covering Barry White.
My darling, I can't get enough of your love, babe. I said I don't know why. I can't get enough of your love, babe. Oh, some things I can't get used to, no matter how hard I try.
Oscar, hey.
It's like the more you give, the more I want. And baby, that's no lie.
Oscar, that's great, man. We are running out of time. I'm going to have to cut you off right there, buddy. It's been a real treat. The singing there was, it was a better performance your last few fights. I'll give you that. So long, Oscar, and thanks again, buddy.
You're welcome, Skye. I really like your show.
Oh, thank you, sir. All right, so that is the show, and thank you very much for joining me. Give me your feedback, and hope you enjoyed the show. See you in one short week.